Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and it's a slow period for Warframe. I'm afraid not a whole lot of content to talk about, so let's do a fashion vid. I'm gonna showcase a couple of my favorite frames with some fashions I kinda slapped together and see if you guys like them and all whatnot. So first off, Revenant. Now from the more recent frames, I gotta say Revenant is the one that I enjoy the most, and this one was a happy mistake. I wanna say this is a very simple fashion, and in general guys, if you're trying to fashion frame, I feel that the more you add, the harder it is to actually balancing it out, and more often than not it just looks like a salad. So I would recommend you try starting fashioning your frames from two tones, okay, two colors, then work your way up from that. See if you can go to 3, sometimes even to 4. But again, careful how much you add on, because let's be honest here, in a mission you're only gonna see a blur for the most part. So this one has black, triple black on this one, and you can use the fire black, you can use these classic saturated black, but yes, there is a difference in the intensity of the black color. And from my own testing in the actually I did test on Captura to see which is the blackest black, it would appear that the black from smoke, this one lower left corner, would be the blackest black you can have. Now of course that's not always exactly what you want to get, depending on the effect, if you're trying to make it look like a more of a gray color and all whatnot, but there's that. As for the gold color, this is a pretty difficult topic in Warframe, honestly. So many people say use this gold color, that gold color. I'm just gonna showcase my favorite, and it's from the Easter pack, upper left corner, and this is how this gold looks. From my point of view, is the more realistic gold, if we can even call it something like that. As for energy color guys, on this one is what it was pretty clear to see that green or maybe even a blue would have worked quite nicely, but of course this is the razor green color that you can find in classic saturated or classic pack. Now there is a difference between saturated and classic saturated, but not on all of the colors. You can get some very interesting green colors in the Shamrock if you want even more neon than this, and you can get some what I like to call sick green or puke green from the Halloween pack as well. So those are the colors. The attachment's pretty simple. We got Vetala for the shoulder plates, the chest plates, for the ankles as well, and the Lotus Ephemera, which from my point of view, or at least from the ephemeras that I do have, this one is by far the nicest. And of course we're going to be using the alternate helmet as well. As for the Siandana, you guys have been asking about this one. This is the Sildarg Siandana. It's a Tenogen Siandana, and on PC I believe it costs about $7. As soon as it came out I had to have it. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I love the fact that it kind of looks like two swords, you know, with the whole binding and everything, with the murals that I don't know exactly if that's supposed to mean anything or not, but it does look super cool. Now this is not the only look I have for Revenant. I have Ghost Revenant over here. I tried to make him look like a ghost. I tried to give him this spectral feeling, especially when you cast his free abilities and you go for multiple targets and all whatnot. It's still a work in progress. I'm still not completely happy with it, and for the most part I think I used Orokin colors. Yes, the Orokin pack. So for those cases when you don't necessarily want the whitest white just to blind the whole screen and all whatnot, when you want something more with a creamish color, if you will. And of course some yellow for the accents. The energy color is gonna be a ghostly blue. Again, try and play around with them, see which one you like the most. As for attachments on this one, again, Vetala. As for the Siandana, we have the Teplo, and the Teplo is also a Tenogen Siandana. As you can see, what I like about this one is the glow. Alright, if you smack on a neon color on the energy, you get that glowish effect, which is really, really cool. Now there's one more Revenant that I do have, but it's not... no, this one doesn't work all that well, sadly. This is the Lgv Revenant. Now normally my go-to is black, white and red for mostly any frame. One, because it's the channel colors, and second of all, it works well on most frames, but of course not all. This is a work in progress. And the problem with this look is the bloody Siandana. The Celestia Siandana. You can only get this one if you do Conclave. Alright, is the one that lights up and all whatnot, but you have to do the challenges for it to be lit up, so you need to kind of have to do it every day or every couple of days to keep all of the spikes lit up and all whatnot. So it's a pain, right? But the Siandana is super, super cool. Now let's talk about Harrow. This was the first frame that I felt I needed to buy a skin for him, and it wasn't for the base skin itself, it was more for the helmet. Take a look at this helmet, it's absolutely fantastic. It's the Grax helmet for Harrow, and to be honest, I don't think there's any other helmet on him that looks close to something like this. It makes him look dark, creepy, badass. And of course we went for Lgv Harrow, black, white, and red. You gotta go for darker tones on this one, because as soon as you go for lighter tones of red, take a look at this. You can't take this seriously anymore. This doesn't look badass, this looks like a toy. So again, try to keep the colors on the dark side. Only the accents should kind of like shine and all whatnot. And of course we got standard black from Fire Pack. You can use classic black, it doesn't really matter. As for the tertiary color, I had trouble with this one. I wanted to go for something a bit more lighter just to get a better contrast and all whatnot, but as soon as you go for something lighter, again, it becomes a bit of a toy. So I went up going for a gray color. Energy is up to you, of course, but when you're going with black, white, and red, you don't really have a whole lot of options when it comes to energy. You either go white, you either go red, or you can also go for a fiery orangish color, but more on that later. As for attachments, we got Revenant because it's edgelord, because it needs to be spiky. So on the shoulder plates we got Revenant. You can get this one for plat, okay, or you can do conclave if you so desire. It's all up to you. As for the chest, it's gonna be the photo, simply because I felt this one works with the whole look and on the legs as well. The problem with the leg attachments on Harrow is that if you pick up something bulky, it's gonna stick through the front loincloth and all whatnot, and it just looks off. Then it's gonna bother you, or at least it bothers me. So I went for the photo simply because it's on the side, you see, so it's not gonna cause as many clipping issues as the other things. And of course the Lotus Ephemera, because again I think this one just looks badass. For the Siandana, once again we got Tenogen, and it's the Repala, probably the most sought after Siandana in Warframe. It's the Superman hero cape, as one of my friends used to describe it, and you gotta be careful when you're fashioning this one, simply because you wanna pick a color that will highlight the model on the actual cape. Now this is 4K 60 FPS. I hope you guys enjoy maximum settings and all whatnot. You see these lines and these models around the cape, you want them to be visible to a certain degree. And if you don't pick up something like, look, there are certain colors, certain tones that will not bring out those accents, so bear that one in mind. Now the next Harrow, I tried a Necromancer vibe with this one. Unfortunately, it's not entirely to my liking. Black, gold, classic, triple black, gold, and the energy is gonna be purple, because I feel this really screams Necromancer. If you guys are interested in some nice purple, pinks, and even some aqua green, I wanna say, check out the Eminence Pack. You can get this one from Barricade here, the Void Trader. He looks cool, doesn't it? He does look cool, but I feel like something is missing. Still working on this one. Now, of course, I had two dark themes for Harrow, and you know what, he should be dark themed and all whatnot, but I needed something to contrast with these two. Presto changeo, Paladin Hera, where I went for a Paladin look, but I ended up with a Priest Hera instead. What I tried to do with this one is kind of remake the Paladin from the Alliance. Well, Warcraft, you guys played it, or Warcraft 3 and all whatnot. But the problem with that look is that as soon as you introduce any shade of blue, it just goes all to hell. So I wound up making him a Priest. Now, when you're talking about Priest, the most important thing is to get the color of the light, right, to get that one correct. And from my point of view, it would be this one. From the classic saturated pack, this one will work nicely for you. If not, from the Orokin colored pack, you also got a couple of nice options as well. The primary color is gonna be a cream white, something like that. Again, you don't want to go for full white, it doesn't get the desired effect as far as I'm concerned. As for a secondary and a tertiary, we're gonna go with a greenish, leather-ish color, something like that. And from my point of view, this one came out really, really nicely. Again, the Siandana is the double sword of the Sealed Drug. I changed up the colors just a little bit, just to make it look more from the same picture. Sometimes just copy attachments or copy main colors doesn't really work, so you might want to play around with those just a little bit. As for attachments on these are probably my favorite attachments when it comes to shoulders, the Kuva. Why? Not necessarily because of the bulky look, but more because of the fact they're asymmetrical, and I love that kind of a design. The same chest though, the same Lotus Ephemera, and the same attachments on the legs. And that's pretty much it for Harrow. Now let's talk about the poster boy of Warframe, Excalibur Umbra himself, and this would be Lgv Umbra. And we got the deck skin as a base, and you'll see I'm using the deck skin on basically all of my fashions for him, simply because it adds some really nice textures and some metal accents on the knees, on the elbows, and on the upper portion of the chest. Now this skin, guys, is 100% free, introduced in 2018 with the anniversary event. Don't worry, you can still get it, but you gotta be present during the anniversary event, and you're gonna get this skin and all of the additional dex items as well. For a Siandana, we're gonna be using the Raza Siandana, and you can get this one from Battle Kit here for Dukes and a bit of credit as well. The reason I'm using this one is because I can make the sword or any Nikana that you want to use on him, in this case the Skiajati, because well, it matches and all whatnot, make it look like it's coming from that porthole up on top. And let me show you exactly what I mean. You're gonna need a holster style over the shoulder, either left or right, it doesn't really matter, and you're gonna be able to make it look kinda like this, but you're gonna have to play with the positioning of the holster. And to be honest, this is probably one of the worst things that I have done in Warframe. It's so finicky, not precise at all, no matter what kind of mouse you're using. Try super low sensitivity when playing with these sliders just to get the perfect alignment and all whatnot, because if you don't, it clips like all hell and it looks really, really bad. I hate clipping. Honest to God, I hate it. For attachments, we're gonna be using the Thanatos Sugatra. This one, it's from the whatchamacallit, Necros. Yes, from the Necros pack. It looks really nicely, especially if you take a look at him like this, when it gets to hang in the back like that. Super, super cool. For attachments, we're gonna be using the Vetala shoulder plates, because nothing says menacing more than big ass shoulder plates. And I think World of Warcraft coined that one. And we're gonna be using something spiky on the legs for some additional edgelord. Rivalite, again, you can buy it with plat, or you can farm Conclave for it. For a chest plate, I'm still not 100% happy with this one. The problem with the TennoCon 2019 and Umbra is the fact that the scarf clips, and it just annoys me every time I see that scarf going through the chest. I guess I can go Vetala, but I really like the TennoCon one, and I don't really get to use it on a whole lot of things, so there you go. Remember, you can toggle your prime details. He looks naked like this, but now he's scarf prime. I think he looks just like a whole lot better. For the colors, very simple, guys. We're gonna be using classic saturated, a dark red. Again, careful how bright you go with your reds. For a secondary color, I recommend, for the scarf color, something that is not completely dark. Take a look at the scarf right now. Take a look at the texture. If you go for full black, you kind of lose some of those textures. Some of those details kind of get lost in the dark color. So there's that. Which is why we used a bit of a gray color on the tertiary. On the paws down there. I think I actually could go with black on this. Why didn't I go with black? Anyway, it doesn't matter. As for the accents, once again, the same gray color as before. Take a look at the chest piece right here. This small little bit. If I go more dark or more white, again, you're losing some of that accent, and the bloom effect will work against you if you have bloom on. Now here's another Excal fashion I got, and this one was a bit of a happy mistake. I randomized the colors and I liked the color combination. Now I did have to change the order around and kind of mess with the tones, but take a look at this bad boy right here. I absolutely love it. I actually use them for a couple of wallpapers as well. The main color is going to be white. Nothing special, any white will do. For the secondary color, you're going to need the Eminence Pack from Battle Kit here, and this is a grayish purple. You can see the tone right here, and again, you don't want to go too comical with this one. As for your tertiary color, you might think it's the same, but this one is gray, straight up gray, simply because when you're standing in the light, if you're using purple on purple, it just, once again, washes out some of those details. You can go with white, but I didn't feel it works all that well, especially not on the paws down there. For an energy color and an accent color as well, this fantastic Aqua Blue, I want to call it, and you can find this one in the, what is this again? I forgot. Oh, the Kitir pack, which, yes, you get from Battle Kitir. This one looks really, really nice. For attachments, once again, we got the Vetala. On the chest, we got the Kuva. Now, the beauty with the Kuva is that it's big, and any big chest plate, you can put a sigil behind it and try to get kind of like a glowing effect and all whatnot. For the legs, I'm still working on the leg attachments. For now, we're going to be keeping the Hulta, and this is from the Loki pack, a pack that is worth every bit of plat. Try to get it. It looks really, really nice on a whole bunch of frames. As for my final Excal fashion, this is Mclaren Umbra, and I know you guys love this one. I spent the most amount of time on this one, and I went back to basics. We got black, we got white, and we got orange. Now, I tried to get a race car feeling with this guy. The Mclaren F1 used to be, or still is, a fantastic supercar, and I tried to kind of grab those colors and slap them on to Excal, and this came out of it. I think it's just freaking beautiful. So once again, primary and secondary black, you can use the normal from the classic saturated black, it's fine. But if you have the fire black, I think this one is a bit more deeper without washing away all of the colors needlessly. The secondary is the same. As for the tertiary color, classic white, nothing special. The energy color and the accent color, however, are very important. On the accent, this orange, I don't know how else to call it, from Shamrock, this specific orange works really, really well. You see, if you go too much into red, it looks a bit funky, but if you keep it just light enough, it looks really, really nice, and you get super cool bloom effects and reflections. For energy, you can't really use the same color because it comes off as too red. Try from the fire pack this selection right here. You're gonna be able to get something really nice. On the chest, you guys probably recognize the Zanuka there, Regalia front sigil. There you go. The Zanuka sigil. Black for the background, so it gets that whole energy pulsing effect and all whatnot. Now, for my emblems on the shoulders, this is what I use most often. I either use the clan emblem, right, the LGV logo, or the Vitus emblem because it has that really cool energy effect on it. Looks nice. For attachments, this is TennoCon 2018 from top to bottom. So if you don't have it, I'm really sorry, my friends. You're going to have to adapt something else to it. And I think that is pretty much it. I find it quite difficult to talk about something as subjective as fashion, but let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoyed this type of video, or should I never ever do it again. Also, let me know if you want to see more stuff in 4K 60 FPS or you don't really care. Until next time, my friends. Bye bye.